Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Really glad you're here with us. I hope everyone is safe and healthy, and we're just really delighted you're here this morning. We're going to take a virtual walk through the new Austin Media Center and talk a little bit about some of the major features. But before doing that, I just want to take a couple of minutes to say thank you. You're on this call because you're among our most important supporters. We are very grateful to all of you. To those of you who were early supporters of the Moving Forward campaign, thank you very much. More recently, a number of folks have joined as charter members during our recent June campaign. Over 700 people joined us as charter members in support of this campaign, and we're delighted that that happened. This has been a dream of ours for a long time, and a big part of our dream is that this is going to be your building, a community building, not just a place for offices, but a place for events and excitement, and where things will be created and those creations will be delivered to the whole community. So the fact that our charter members are with us, our early supporters are with us, is great. We want to thank all of you. Also want to take a minute to thank the Austin PBS board, who have been supporting this project and working closely with us for a very long time, for the years that we've been working on it, even before the Highland project was identified, looking for options for Austin City Limits and Austin PBS both. And more recently, the board has been in strong support of this project with 100% participation and enthusiastic endorsement of what it is that we're pursuing here. So I want to thank the board members who are on this call for your strong support. And finally, I want to thank everybody from Austin Community College. The board of Austin Community College, Dr. Richard Rhodes, Dr. Molly Beth Malcolm, Neil Vickers, senior leadership at the college, have all been an absolute delight to work with. It's been a tremendous pleasure to work with an organization that has a vision like ACC does. We've been blessed for the last half a century to be a part of the University of Texas community, residing down in the CMB building on the University of Texas campus. And so that's been a great partnership, and one that will continue. The opportunity to move into this new relationship with Austin Community College and have an organization like ACC that shares impact on the community as a primary objective has been just absolutely fantastic. So thanks to everyone. This is truly a broad base of people that have come together to make this possible. So with that, let me take a minute and introduce you a little bit to the project. I think most of you know what I'm about to tell you, but for those of you who may not remember or may not have had a chance to see the general orientation, I want to tell you a little bit about where the project is located, and then we'll talk about the actual details of construction. What we're going to do is we're going to show you some of the renderings that have been developed by our design team, and then we'll show you video and some photos of what the project actually looks like today. I wish we could take all of you in a group and give you hard hats and protective glasses and take you out on the site and walk around, but unfortunately, given the circumstances, that's just not possible right now. Oh, one other thing before we get into the effort. Before we start to walk through the project, if you have questions, we're asking that you put them into the chat stream or you use the Q&A button down at the bottom of your window. There's a group of folks who are here working with me: Lori Bolding, who's our Chief Operating Officer, Laura Villigren Johnson, who is our Events Director, and Chris Ostertag, who is our Chief Technology Officer, and they'll be fielding questions or directing them to me during the course of this presentation. So if you put those into chat stream or if you'd put them into Q&A, that would be great. We will try to answer all the questions we can. Also, I just want to say thanks to Alex Wolf, who is our producer for this event. Alex is the guy behind the scenes to make sure that everything's working smoothly. So Alex, thanks for everything you're doing. All right, let's jump in. So I'm going to share my screen. All right, so welcome to the new venue virtual tour. Not the most exciting title, but it is all about moving forward because that's what we're doing. As you all will recall, we have been, as I said earlier, on the UT campus for over half a century. And as the Moody College of Communication growth has accelerated, and our growth had been growing, we found ourselves in a situation where the university needed our space, and we began looking for a new place to reside. We had the great fortune of talking to Austin Community College, who had, back in 2011, purchased through a series of transactions Highland Mall, which many of us remember fondly as one of the first regional malls in Central Texas. For those of you who may be new to the area or not as familiar with the mall, Highland Mall is located just off of I-35 at the US 290 exit, where Airport Road comes and connects with US 290. So this area right here is Highland Mall, immediately bordering on Airport Road with Middle Fiskville Road, I-35, and 290. Just to move in a little bit closer, here's Airport, here's Middle Fiskville, and then I-35 is off the screen to the right. This building right here used to be the old J.C. Penney's, and now it's Austin Community College's Accelerator, which is a massive installation of Apple computing devices available for use by students. It's an amazing facility. They also have classrooms, meeting rooms, and other facilities in that building. And as you move down toward this building, which is the one that we'll be occupying, there are a variety of ACC academic and operational services that are being put into this whole area, including their many incubators, the Fashion Institute, the Culinary Institute, the Center for Digital Media, radio, TV, film, just all of the operations that have been a part of ACC's vision for the future are a major part of this facility, particularly their creative operations. This building right here is the old Dillard's building, and this is the building that we'll be occupying. We're going to be taking up the bottom floor and sharing that floor with ACC's communications and marketing team, as well as Austin Community College Television. And then the second, third, and fourth floors will be the offices for ACC Executive Leadership and Board of Trustees. So just a quick look at a map. This is a little more stylized view of what you were just looking at on the satellite photo. Again, this is ACC Accelerator, the Creative and Innovation Centers. This building right here, this is ACC Partnerships. Number 4 is the Dillard's Women's Building that we'll be occupying. And then over here in the old Macy's building and these areas, there's a variety of operations that ACC already has opened in this building, and then this building is being built out. There's space for future development, parking, and then everything around the building that used to be surface parking is now being developed as either residential, retail, or office. And some of those spaces, including the apartments here and along this row, are already occupied and leased. So it's turning into a vital community very quickly. This area right here, which you'll see in a different way in just a second, is called Jacob Fontaine Lane, named for Jacob Fontaine, who was one of the leaders in the St. John's community and in the religious community of faith many years ago. And this whole area is being developed with a variety of recognitions of the history of the area that surrounds it, including this park area over here called the St. John's Encampment. But this Jacob Fontaine Plaza down Jacob Fontaine Lane will become the main entrance into the mall, although it's not a mall anymore, into the campus. You'll see it on a fly-through in just a sec. So it's a really visionary and amazing development that Dr. Rhodes and team are pursuing. And it is already a very vital community and is becoming even more so with these developments. So this is a little drone flyby just to give you a sense of what things look like. You're on Airport Road, basically flying down Airport. And here you see the Accelerator. This is a little old, but still gives you a good sense of what's up. This is the accelerator. This is the body of the mall. And this structure over here that's just girders is the building that's being built right now that we're moving into. When you go down just a little bit further, this is Fontaine Plaza, Jacob Fontaine Lane. All of these that are built along the stretch of Airport Road are the residential, retail, and office space that's being developed as part of the Highland campus development. So this is where we're going to be focusing our attention from now on. This is what it looked like when we started this project some long time ago now. It seems a year and a half or so. And this is what it's going to look like as it develops. This is Austin PBS Media Center and Austin PBS offices, as well as the ACC executive offices. And you'll enter it on the second floor, going through this really lovely landscape plaza. The plaza is going to be set up as a space that can be programmed for events. So it'll be a vital and separate space in and of itself. And then you'll go in main doors right here. And to get to Austin PBS, you'll come down a flight of stairs, which you'll see in just a sec, and enter into a space that we hope is going to be a very welcoming and community-friendly space. This area over here to the left are the studio, is the studio building, or the actual media center. There are 3 studios that are being built in here. One will be Austin Community Television, Austin Community College television space, and then 2 other studios that ACC and Austin PBS will share, including the community soundstage, which is a 6,500 square foot space that we'll use for tapings and events, and then a small studio that we'll use for digital space. So this is what the building looks like now. It is, I think this photo is current as of about a week ago. The project has continued through this crazy time. They've taken a great number of steps to try to make sure that the crew that's working on the building, all the contractors, subcontractors are safe. They have infrared temperature detection systems. They are, of course, working on distancing. Everyone's wearing masks. And as a consequence, the project has moved on down the road. And you can see the windows are starting to have glass in them. Everything has taken shape. The studio buildings are up. And we're really excited as we watch this. There's actually a webcam that we can watch on a daily basis. So it's been interesting to watch the process move forward. Give you a little bit of a different view. This is a video that we're going to show, and we're going to start as if our back was facing Airport Road. This space right here is be the main door for us to enter from a small parking lot that will be where we keep our station vehicles. This is not the main entrance for the public, but this will be an active space in and out. And then as you pan around, all of these windows align the office space that we'll be occupying on the first floor. And then this is the side of the new media center building. In this space, this would be Studio C, which is a small digital studio. And then this sort of building within a building right here is a series of service facilities that include set storage and staging areas for equipment and other things needed to support the production facility. So we're going to walk down to the end of this building, and then we're going to go back around the corner, and we'll go back where we started a minute ago at the exterior by the plaza. So now we're back to the area that we were looking at on the maps before. This area right here is the main entrance. Here's the back wall of the studio building. This would actually be the back wall of Studio A, which is the large facility that will be primarily our community facility, the community soundstage. And the stairs are located right about here. There is a neat 3-story atrium here that will allow a lot of outside lighting in. And then the second, third, and fourth floors, second, third, and fourth, again, will be where ACC's offices will be. So this video will just take you a little bit closer in and let you see. Really looking forward to the opportunity to project on this wall if we want to do screenings. We also have some wiring and infrastructure out here so you could stage production and capture it. Do a variety of things from this space that we're really excited about. All right. So one of the nice things about a virtual tour is you can hop around a little bit. And I think, did I miss that? Oh yeah, okay. So before I go hopping around, I was going to hop over to the parking garage, which I'll show you in a second. I saw that somebody asked a question about parking. This is actually a side cut of what we were looking at here. So here's again the plaza and building. Here's the plaza. Here's the main entrance. Here's that back wall we were just looking at of Studio A. And then this is Studio B, which is the ACC TV studio. And this just gives you a sense of what things look like when you slice it down the side and get an interior view. We'll come back to this space in a little bit and look at it more. So again, this is what we are working toward and what the building will be when all of that is completed. So as I was saying, one of the nice things about a virtual tour is you can hop around a little bit. Someone asked about parking. Many of you know, if you've been a part of the Austin PBS neighborhood for very long, that parking has always been a challenge for us. The new space will be supported by a 2,500 plus or minus car parking garage that if you look at this, again, here's Airport Road over here, Middle Fiskville Road is on the right-hand side of the screen. About 1/10 of a mile from the entryway is where this parking garage is located in, again, an area that has been surface parking for the mall. But they put in this parking garage, which is now nearly complete. It may even be parking some by now. And it's just a beautiful, it's going to be a beautiful space, very close with a nice, easy walkway to get up to the building. So that's the exterior. Let's take a look at the interior. Just a quick overview. I know this is a little bit of an eye test, but you don't really need to dive down into it very far. Here's the plaza if we were outside. Here's the back wall of Studio A that you saw. All of this area right here is underground and wouldn't have been visible from the earlier photos, but this is a very nice large restroom area that will support the studios. And if we could hear the Austin PBS neighborhood cheering and clapping right now, the fact that there is going to be a large restroom facility is probably one of the main things. We have a raised hand. Alex, you want to respond to that one?
Yeah, you bet.
Great. And then over here are some other support areas for the studios. We'll talk more about that in just a second. When you come into the building, here's the stairs that bring you down. And when you come into the bottom of the stairs, you have a long hallway in front of you, which we'll take a look at. That is designed to both be a transit way, but also an event space that you'll see very shortly. And then you go through these doors into the studio center, which we'll show you that in some detail. This is a community conference suite that includes 5 conference rooms, the largest of which is a community room that has a capacity of 100. Obviously, post-COVID, during the COVID period and post-COVID, there's going to be a lot of reconsideration of how this space needs to be set up and arranged. But I believe that as we move through this current crisis, we will still have a need for a rich community space where people can come together and share ideas and meet and have a place that they can convene, and that's what this center is intended to support. Our technical operations are centered in this part of the building. We have Austin City Limits offices here, the rest of Austin PBS offices here, and then our production operations here. This area on the left-hand side of the floor plan is where Austin Community College Communications and Marketing will be, along with Austin Community College Television. So let's start right here down at the bottom of the stairs. When you come down the stairs that are right here, you come around the corner, and here's that long hallway, and down at the long hallway, you can't see it in this picture very well, but these are the doors into Studio A. This is our reception area. It has this kind of a pointy thing on it that reminds me of the deck of the Starship Enterprise. And this will be a nice space with plenty of room to greet people. And then along this wall will be a series of static poster installations and video display screens that we'll use to show a variety of what's coming up, what we're broadcasting now, and other things that we haven't been able to do in our current space. Off to the right, these windows are the windows that border the community room and the conference suite. So this turns around the other way, and you're looking back toward the stairs. At the bottom of the stairs, we're going to have an interesting branding installation that will let everyone know this is Austin PBS. Right now, the plan is kind of a script Austin to be up above what this thing right here we call the P head, and then the PBS letters. And so this will be a nice installation. Of course, here's the reception area and our greeting area. So let me give you a quick video that'll show you the current state. This video was about 2 weeks ago when it was taken. And what you're doing is you're swinging around so that you're going to see the stairs come up here in just a minute. So there are the stairs coming down, and you're looking down that long hallway, and there would be the entrance to the studios right about there. The reception area is right about here. The conference suites are right there. So as you come down the stairs, you'll turn, and you can see from this shot that there's a lot of infrastructure in the walls. There's a lot of cabling. We learned from the contractor that there's actually 100 miles of cabling that is being installed into the building that'll support all of our operations. So let me take you into the conference suite, the community room and conference suite, which is right up here by the stairs. Easy access when public comes in, as it's intended to be. This is a picture of the entrance to the conference suite. We've been blessed by a couple of major donors as we've pursued this Moving Forward campaign. The St. David's Foundation has made a generous gift to us that we're delighted to recognize them with the opportunity to name a major part of the facility. And one of the things we've talked about is the possibility of making it the St. David's Foundation Conference Suite. That's not final yet. We don't quite know where things will be. There could be something else that would bear the St. David's Foundation name, but wherever it is, we're going to be proud to partner with the foundation and with the foundation's network of community organizations that they support in order to make this a really vital and exciting space, for all of us. So you come into the conference suite, and this room is designed to be set up with a variety of chair and table arrangements, a really robust audio-visual installation, and the ability to do a lot of things in this room that might not even involve chairs. We're looking at this as one of the major facilities for our Educational Resource Center, a place where parents can come and learn about the fun of creative play as an educational tool. It would also be a place where our board would meet, and we hope other community organizations would use freely and often. This is what it looks like right now, a little bit different than that rendering, but you can see as you look at the video, a lot of stuff going into the ceiling, a lot of places where we'll be putting our video screens up for presentations. There'll be a screen that will come down, obviously, as would be expected in a facility like this, and easy access in and out while still maintaining the security of the office space and the larger building. Let that run out. And then when you come out the back door of the community room, which is right here, these spaces, you'll come out to a large conference room, and you can exit out to the stairway. So then as you exit out, that little hallway that you were just looking at would be this hallway right here. You come out and go down here. You'll come to the technical space. And for our technical space, this area right here is master control, where we would manage the broadcast signal that we put up on air, make sure that all 4 of our channels, 18.1, 18.2 Create, 18.3Q, and 18.4, the PBS Kids channel, are all operating as they should be and delivering the signal, as well as doing a bunch of other technical work to support our digital operations. And then our engineering operations will be here with a pretty big machine room to support everything that we're doing. So this is just a quick look at the technical space. Very high ceilings, exposed cable trays. Again, as I say, lots and lots of cable behind the walls. You can see as this comes around, there's a roll of cable waiting to be pulled. The idea is to try to create a space that, while it has everything that we need, easy to access now, it'll be able to be updated and modernized quickly and easily. You move through a break room that, again, we're working on making sure that the use and the layout of the room is going to be appropriate in a post-COVID world. Through a break room into the office space. Our spacing and design in the office space has been such that we're comfortable we'll meet all of the requirements that we're going to have for distancing. We'll be able to manage all of the sanitizing requirements. It's going to be designed to be a safe space. But having said that, I'm sure we're going to be working on scheduling and other policies that'll maintain that as well. We have in the office space, the way these workstations are shown on this rendering isn't really the way it's going to be, because we have done a number of changes as we've adapted to COVID. The separations between workstations are going to be much higher. There'll be glass along the top that will provide further physical separation. We have worked on making sure that air circulation is going to be proper and taken care of. Offices are going to be private and separated so that there's a safety for everybody. Everything that we're really focusing on right now is intended to try to assure the health and safety of staff. Many of you may know that we stopped working in the offices back in early March, and we've been working remotely, everybody out of their home for almost, I guess, 108 days now. So it's been a haul, and we're not in a hurry to get back. We're not going to be going back into offices until we make this move into this new facility, which is going to be in early 2021. So we want to make darn sure when we move into it, all of the safety preparations are in place, and everybody can come in with a high level of confidence. So this is what this office space looks like right now. And you can kind of get a sense of the fact that the ceilings are high, the hallways are wide, and plenty of room to stretch out. Just one more look back at the space. We have these glass, the frits that go on the glass to give little splashes of color just to break it up a bit, which will be very nice. So as you come out of the office space, you'll get back to the hallway. And this area of the hallway particular is being designed with a lot of consideration for space to do installations that'll tell the Austin PBS story, that'll let people know about our community work and community support, to recognize and honor people who have been a part of the neighborhood, as well as organizations that we're working with. And you'll notice right here, this little notch cut out of the hallway that has chairs set up in it. This is actually designed as a space that is a separate event space with screens for presentations, where you could do screenings or viewing parties, things of that nature, or any other kind of event for that matter. Or it's just a queue up space while you're waiting to get into the large studio for a taping with, did I mention restrooms before? I think I did. Yeah, with restrooms right there. So this is what this space looks like. The stairs are to your back. You're looking down the hallway. These are the doors to enter the studios. This is the entrance to the restroom space. There's also a catering staging area over here that we can use when we are doing events in this space. And then this is our donor wall. This is an early rendering of the donor wall. We think as it shapes out, the donor wall is actually going to be along this wall right here, and then around the corner, we'll be putting in screens where we'll recognize our leadership circle, our charter members, and others on a rolling basis, so that we have a chance to recognize everyone who's been a part of making Austin PBS what it is and making this building possible. Another look at a different, slightly different rendering of what that might look like, again in a nice, oops, what did I do? Hang on a second. There we go. In a nice wide hallway with recognition of folks. Anybody over 5,000 as a donation is recognized on the donor wall. We're hoping that everyone will be recognized on the where we have the screens. There are also lots of naming opportunities, and I know we're in conversation with some of you guys about participating in naming opportunities for other parts of the facility for major gifts. So with that, let me show you this video. Let me stop it right there for a second if I can. So, oops, that was the stairs coming down. So what you're looking around right now is this is the reception area, and you're going to be turning down and looking down the hallway at the wall where the donor wall will be. So let me stop there for just a second. Donor wall will be right in this area. The elevators are right here. There'll be an exhibit case, some other branding installations, and then donor recognition will be right down in this area. We couldn't get photos all the way down that hallway or video down that hallway when it was being shot because there was work being done and they wouldn't allow everybody back. So you're turning back again. This is reception, coming back past the elevators and back to the bottom of the stairs. Just one more look as we go. So with that, we'll cross from the office area and the events area into the studio and production center. As I mentioned, there are 3 studios, Studio A, B, and C. A and C are primarily to support Austin PBS operations. Studio B is primarily to support ACC TV operations, although all of it's designed to be seamlessly integrated so that we can plug and move equipment from one studio to the other easily. There are control rooms for each studio. Here's the control room for C, here's the control room for B, and here's the control rooms for A, audio and video control rooms, but you can control any technical operation out of any control room. So it makes it very easy to operate. And then here are the services spaces with scene storage, construction workshop, equipment storage, things of that nature. So it's kind of a nice facility from the standpoint of being very compact and very technical. Chris Ostertag, who's on the call with us this morning, our Chief Technology Officer, has done an incredible job working with the contractors and the integrators to create what's really going to be a state-of-the-art production facility. There's a small parking lot right here that has principally ADA parking, disability parking to support operations in this space. It also has a few spaces for station vehicles, and it has a road that comes in here that's the loading area. So all of the load out will all take place down this hallway and then into a big door into the studio to set up on stage. It'll be much easier than the setup that we have right now, all coming in on the same floor. So that'll be nice. Another major gift that we've been fortunate to receive was from Mary Pfluger and Gary Keller. Gary's the chairman of Keller Williams Realty International, and he and his wife Mary have been generous donors to the station for a long time. Some of you may know that the mezzanine gallery at the Moody Theater has their name on it, and we're delighted that they've joined us again with a major gift for this campaign to create the Pfluger-Keller Community Soundstage. And on the doors entering the studio, we'll have a graphic installation that will both tell a little bit of the history of the studio and then also tell people the things they need to know when they come into a taping, that you are coming into a taping and we're going to be capturing your image. Once inside, it's going to look a lot like Studio 6A in the old building. Capacity will be about 400. It'll be designed to be much more flexible than the current studio. This drawing doesn't quite do justice to the risers, but the risers will be collapsible, so we can have much more flexibility in studio setup and how the floor will be used and the things that we can do. This is a little bit better illustration of what it'll look like. The seats obviously won't be white, but we did that just for contrast in this drawing. All of this will collapse back to the back so we can have a completely empty floor if we want that, or we can bring it down to have the seating for staging. Basically, you're standing on the stage looking out at the audience areas in this particular rendering. You'll notice there's a small mezzanine right here that'll be kind of neat, a neat seating area or a neat camera staging area. Very high ceilings and just a beautiful studio space. So here you're coming in the door that'll be the load-in door into Studio A, and what you'll immediately notice are very high ceilings, a very spacious facility. There will be a lighting grid that will be installed in here that'll have state-of-the-art studio lighting, which is low energy usage and a much more economical operation than we've had in our current facility, which the lights are decades old. And I'm going to run that one more time. And it is just it's going to be a lovely base of operations for a wide variety of community screenings, music programs, dances, and also available to our community partners to use and to make a part of their operations. So we're hoping ACC and Austin PBS will be in this studio arm in arm doing lots of great things that have community impact. And then control room supporting them. This is just an example of what the control room would look like. So that's it. Bring us back to the entryway and the operation, just to sort of refresh what everybody did. We came in the door, went down the stairs, we walked through the community conference suites, we went into the technical spaces, through the offices, down the hallway and an events gallery, and into the studio space. And again, I really can't emphasize enough that this would not be happening if it wasn't for you guys and your support and confidence and belief in PBS and Austin PBS and Austin Community College and all of the potential that represents. We are looking forward to this being a flexible, visible, and very accessible facility in all the ways that those words might be interpreted, and to be a place that'll be a rich community facility for you. So let me stop and see what we can, if there's any questions that are still open that we need to address. Somebody asked if we will have to pay to park in the garage. Yes, I suspect that you will pay to park in the garage for certain things. If you're coming to visit us, I'm sure that we'll be able to validate visitors parking to some extent. But if it's a large event, there would be event parking. But I don't know what the cost of that's going to be. But I suspect it'll be very reasonable. More parking definitions, where ADA, etc. Lots of ADA parking on surface parking near the entrance, as well as surface parking back around where we looked what I said was the entrance to the first level of our office space. So there should be plenty of ADA parking and accessible parking, and it should be very easy to get in and out of. Total square footage and how it compares to where we are now. Total square footage in this new facility is going to be 45,000 square feet. Right now, we're in the space that we've been in has ranged from 36,000 square feet down to, I think we're down to about 25 now, 20. We've been losing space in our current offices for the last few years as UT has had to take back space to support college operations. And so we've needed to try to adapt to some additional, we tried to adapt by renting additional space. We have an operation, some of you may know, that we sublease from the Better Business Bureau over off of Rutherford Lane, as well as the space that we have at CMB. So we'll be able to bring everybody back together in this space. And the other additional space will be a place for community events. We'll have much more event space in this facility than we would have had before, plus the additional small studio. So that accounts for the increased square footage. Looking for other. So let me go back up to the top for just a second, because one of the questions, looks like there was another question on ADA parking. So it'll take me a second to get up to here. So when you look at this, basically this whole parking lot right here is set up to support ADA parking for this side of the campus. And then this area right here is the parking garage. There'll be ADA parking, I'm sure, in the parking garage. And this building right here that says ACC Future Phase is not currently built and probably won't be for some time. So this will remain surface parking, and I suspect that there'll be parking there as well. There's also easily available street parking along Clayton Lane right here. So there should be plenty of accessible parking easily within access of the main entrance. And then of course, once you're in the main entrance, you've got, you'll have elevators, lots of elevator space to navigate the building. Question says, would you give us an update on fundraising? Sure. We have been raising funds for the building through the Moving Forward campaign for probably about a year at this point. The campaign goal has been to try to raise about $12 to $15 million. We have some reserve funds that we've been holding onto, hoping to apply to the capital campaign. We've raised at this point about $8 million, either in current dollars or in longer term commitments. So we still have a little ways to go. Obviously, the COVID situation has put a bit of a slowdown on everybody's campaign plans, and it is still an effort on our part that we're pursuing. So I'd say at this stage, we're probably looking at extending the capital campaign beyond where we had originally hoped to end it, which would be fourth quarter of this year, and extending the capital campaign into 2021. We've been delighted at the strong support and response that we've gotten from folks. Really thrilled with the number of charter members who have joined us recently. But we're going to be doubling down and really trying to focus on making that last 25% or so that we're going to have to raise in order to make this work. Let's see, we do have a recording that we're working on. Anything else on here, Lori? Or I see there's a lot of questions that have been answered. Just give everybody a chance if you want to throw anything else into the queue. Lori, anything you want to add, or Chris? I think you guys can unmute and say something if you'd like.
This is Lori Bolding. So many of you I know and so appreciate. Just want to echo my thanks. You've had some great questions. If you think of other things, I've put follow-up emails in the chat. And please reach out to Bill or myself or any of us. We are so grateful for all of your support and looking very forward to welcome you in person to our new home.
Great. Chris, anything I missed that you want to add?
No, not missed. Just echoing Lori's thanks for everybody, and we're really looking forward to showing everyone this facility. It's great to see it virtually, but being able to stand in it and really see how flexible and what a massive change it will be in how we're able to operate and how we're able to serve the community is really something. So thank you all for your support in this project.
And I do want to thank, as we wrap up, once again, the St. David's Foundation and Mary Pfluger and Gary Keller for their strong support, and to all the others of you who have been part of our support and early work. We've had a great capital campaign committee working for our efforts in this whole during this whole time. Great support from our board, great support from Austin Community College. And it really has been a terrific experience to be a part of this. It's kind of trite to say something is going to be transformational, but we really believe that this is an opportunity for a transformational facility. Question, can we tell you about ACC's podcasting studio? Cannot tell you about that, but I'd be happy to try to find some information about it and get back to you. So if you want to shoot me an email, and this goes for anyone wants to ask any questions or shoot me a follow-up email, I'm real easy to reach. It's bill@klru.org. So just bill@klru.org, and I'll try to follow up and get you some information about that. All right. So I'm going to thank you guys again for being here. Get you out of here just about on time. And I do just want to, a note from Kim McPherson from St. David's Foundation. I just want to note Kim is part of our attendance today. Kim, thank you for kind words. And we're delighted to be a partner with the St. David's Foundation as well. So thank you. All right, guys, we're going to sign off. Thank you for being here, and shoot me a note with any questions that you have. Delighted to answer. And if you know of anyone we should be talking to, any other prospects that we should be approaching, any other ideas that you think we ought to be considering, don't be shy. We really need your support, ideas, and counsel on this campaign. So give us a shout. We appreciate you. Thank you, and goodbye.